Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we're in the shop today, and no, we won't be working on the Corvette for once. Today is going to be another truck video. But it is kind of related to the Corvette, because if you guys can see below, this is actually the old catch can off of the Corvette. So this is a catch can from Elite Engineering. I had it on the Corvette for a number of years. I actually have the same can over on the SS behind us. And we're kind of doing project recycle, upcycle, whatever you want to call it. And we're basically going to be taking this E2 Elite Engineering catch can, putting it on the truck with a couple of adapters and fittings that we've had, and also recycling some more stuff. So you guys will see these are the 3/8 line, basically push pin connectors. These will plug into the intake manifold as well as the valve cover. These are actually left over from the old Edelbrock E4 superchargers that we had on the Corvette. So these are left over from a different project. I did have to buy a new mount. This is actually Pontiac G8 straight mount. You guys can kind of see that right there. That'll bolt onto the back here, and the rest of these is just another 3/8 90-degree fitting. And this is a check valve. I got this from Evil Energy. So with a little bit of recycling, buying a couple new parts, we'll be able to get this whole catch can done for probably 30 bucks, maybe 40 bucks. I think the G8 mount was like $15, and then the check valve and the 90-degree fitting that I got all that on Amazon, that was like another 10 bucks. So say 40 bucks total, 45, something like that. We'll be able to get this project done for real cheap. I could sell this catch can for like, I don't know, maybe 100 bucks. But the problem is, if you guys look at catch cans for the newer trucks, they want between $300 and $400, and I've already got a catch can that's not being used. So I decided, well, spend a little bit of money and just go ahead and recycle everything, and then have a catch can on that direct injection motor. All right, guys, we have the catch can ready to mount on the truck. Well, we still have to make a mount to mount it on the truck, but we have the catch can prepped. You guys can see we swapped out the hockey stick for the G8 mount. I also swiped out this straight fitting for a 90-degree fitting here on the side, as well as turning this top fitting to be straight. And to assemble this, we actually used that Motion Raceworks AN wrench set that I have. I think it was like 120 bucks for the set, but I've used it multiple times. It hasn't scuffed up any of my fittings, so I've been pretty happy with that so far. And what we're cutting is 1-inch material. It's 1/8 inch thick, and we're cutting it 5 inches long. It's pretty simple aluminum, and that'll be it for the bracket. And as you guys can see here, here's the finished bracket. We haven't cleaned this up. I have sanded the edges. I did deburr the edge with our deburring tool. But, you know, we're pretty good here. It's 5 inches long. It's 3 inches between the two holes, and this will basically go below the G8 bracket. All right, guys, so a little bit of a change of plans. I was initially going to take this bolt off the back of the coolant reservoir, like I was saying, and we're going to mount it over there. But the G8 mount that I have is actually too long. You guys can see that right there. And yes, we've got the catch can already mounted. We'll get that in a second. But I initially planned on doing a mount over there, creating an L bracket, and then putting it basically back behind the oil fill tube that you guys can see right there. And I noticed that that bracket was going to be too long, so I just decided to kind of take a design from, I think it's from UPR, and basically mount the catch can over here on the passenger side. And you guys will see that we have the G8 bracket. See that piece of aluminum that we just cut, and this is the battery tie-down mount. So what I'm going to do is actually cut this a little bit shorter, probably, you know, create a nice angle on the back of this bracket, and yeah, we're pretty much good to go. And that tube is this one right here. It's connecting the intake manifold to the valve cover over here on the driver's side. Now guys, if you had the stock intake, you wouldn't really be able to see this because there is a big box right here. You know, we have the Chevy Performance intake that we installed. We'll have a video link up above for that. But yeah, so since I have that intake installed, this tube will literally pop right out. And as you guys can see, I just removed it. So we're going to replace this tube and put the catch can in between it. So basically how this is going to work, we're going to run a line from the top of the valve cover over to the top of the catch can, and then we're going to take the exit port on here, we're going to put a check valve in between, and then we're going to run this over to the intake manifold. It's a little bit different than the LS stuff because normally this is, you know, over here goes between the valley cover and the intake manifold, but on the trucks, the newer stuff, obviously it's from the valve cover to the intake manifold. All right guys, we have our lines ran and pretty much finished up. You guys can see the valve cover right here. We've got a straight fitting on there. That's going up into the inlet port. So that's going to the top port of the Elite catch can. And then on the bottom here, on the side, you guys can see this is the exit. So the exit comes out. This is our check valve that we got here, and that's running over to the intake manifold. So, and that check valve is basically there just to prevent anything from the intake manifold feeding back into the catch can. So the only other thing I did was I had these Orliker clamps. I'll have a link down below for where I picked those up. I got those on Amazon. So you'll see them on all the hose barbs. So here, the check valve over on the 90-degree fitting here, and then the straight fitting down there. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for the catch can. I'm gonna trim this off a little bit, paint it, and then when we're done with this, we'll wrap this up. Alright guys, as you can tell from the panning shots, we are done with the catch can install. I don't know if you guys saw it, but that little aluminum bracket, I did paint it. Just used my little painting booth, which is some SEM trim black, a hook, and a heat gun. And I was able to put 2 coats on there really quickly. Gave it a little bit of heat. Put another coat on there, gave it a little bit of heat, and then I let it dry a little bit, and then I gave it a lot of heat. So that's basically how that works. Is you don't want to put too much paint on there, and then just, you know, basically heat it up with a heat gun and make sure you don't burn the paint. But I was able to finish that bracket, get it on the car within like 30 minutes, not waiting 48 hours or whatever they were saying about that being fully hardened. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. If you guys want to see more truck updates, we've got a couple updates coming for the truck. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications. If you guys want to help support the channel, check out all the links down below. I think I got most of the parts that we bought for this swap on Amazon. The catch can, like I said, I previously already had. So, and also make sure you check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. Friendly reminder, we do have a used parts section on there. It goes to my eBay page, and pretty much, I almost added this catch can to eBay, but I decided just to throw it on the truck. And yeah, so if you guys check anything out there, go to the eBay site, pick up anything there. All those sales go right back into the channel, the projects, the Corvette, the truck, the SS, and all that. So thanks guys. Have a great one.